Mr. Triplett, legislative updates.
Very good. Just a
There's
couple of things.
A lot of updates today.
Yes, there's a lot of updates today. Just a couple of things. As we look ahead to January, a lot of big chatter around a couple of things that I just want to highlight. The first was you've heard, I'm sure, on the news about Tennessee rejecting federal funds and some of the investigation and hearings around that. I had the opportunity to speak actually with Speaker Sexton. He was in Knoxville, and there is, at the moment, there's no legislative path outlined for that. It's just more of an information gathering to find out what requirements we have to meet to accept federal funds and what strings are attached to that. So at the moment, there is no plan to reject that. You know, they don't have a path forward in that at the moment, though they have done some research. The second thing that's been a big deal is obviously the educational savings accounts that Governor Lee announced, and lots of conversation. I think TSBA sent out a pretty lengthy and informational email that everybody should have gotten, and obviously we expect to see that on the docket in January. I would assume that would be something. Currently, it is available in a number of counties, some of the other larger metropolitan areas, but not in Knoxville. But we would expect, based on the way he has proposed that would be available all across the state, is the way it seems. So I'm sure we'll hear more about that. And then the third thing, I read an article that Representative White, who is the House Education Chairman, he is looking to propose a measure, and I'll just read his quote, similar to the third grade retention law. A measure similar to third grade retention law needs to be enacted to make sure fourth graders have an avenue to move on to the fifth grade. So I know there's been some concern about exactly what's going to happen to third graders who may or may not have seen the recommended progress. It appears there's at least some conversation around figuring out a method and avenue for those fourth graders, what that looks like to get them to fifth grade. So those are just three things that I've highlighted, that I've read about, that are coming. Obviously, there'll be lots that will happen as we move into session in January. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Looking forward to January and seeing what comes out
Madam
of
Chair.
this year's session. Yes, Reverend Butler.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank Mr. Triplett for his jumping in and hitting the ground running. Is this too premature to ask about a legislative time that we would meet with our legislators? Have we talked about that? Have we set that date, or did I miss it?
No, we haven't yet. I'll get in touch with Senator Massey and get some dates. Usually the chair and Senator Massey kind of spearhead that, and so I'll get with her and see what dates work on their end. I'll get some dates from us, and I'll start working on that for us.
Ballpark still January?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
okay.
Yes. So I'll start working on that this week, so that way we can get something nailed down.